It's boarding time. We're about to sail on the Adriatic Sea to the Greek islands. The region is rich in history and full of great places to visit. What better way to experience this exciting adventure than aboard the luxurious and comfortable MSC Musica? Ready for an unforgettable dream cruise? With 16 decks and room for over 3,000 passengers, the MSC Musica is nearly 300 meters long and smoothly cruises at 23 knots or 40 kilometers per hour. At this speed, there'll be ample time to take in the stunning scenery of the Greek islands, as well as the activities offered on board, including sumptuous restaurants, intimate cafes, and show bars. The ship offers a perfect blend of refined design, elegant ambiance, and world-class entertainment. So welcome aboard as we sail on the Adriatic Sea, which is actually the most northerly part of the Mediterranean Sea, to the east of Italy. The ship will be visiting Katakolan, Santorini, Mykonos, Piraeus, Corfu, and Venice. During this cruise, travelers have the flexibility of choosing their own starting point and ending point. Since ancient times, voyagers have crossed the waters of the Adriatic Sea. One need only think of the Romans and Greeks to understand the importance of this sea, which was the origin of many peoples. Today, for travelers, this region offers welcoming islands, inviting beaches, and breathtaking mountainside villages. On board, members of the friendly crew welcome guests and helping them settle in while showing them where the various onboard services are located. To get around, 13 elevators and escalators cover all bridges. The first place to discover is your cabin. The rooms are all very comfortable, and what adds to this comfort is the special care always taken with even the little things. Guests are pampered every day and in every way. To discover all the cruise's secrets, the interactive TV is an excellent source of information about the ship and planned stopovers. It also offers guests the chance to look over onboard restaurants' menus in the comfort and privacy of their cabin. Once settled, it's time to explore the ship a little more. The atrium that bridges decks 5, 6, and 7 is a perfect reference point for easy orientation. Guests also have access to the services and entertainment offered on board. The Cyber Cafe and Havana Club cigar room are located on deck 7. Like many celebrities, why not let yourself be tempted by a Cuban cigar, considered by many to be the best in the world? If you prefer a more intimate activity, there's usually a bridge game in the chart room. Or, of course, one can read a good book from the library. Works of fiction and non-fiction are available in several languages. Guests can also update themselves on the ship's next destination. As the ship heads towards Katakolan, the staff is preparing the trip's first dinner. 2 restaurants offer assigned seating, Maxim's on deck 6 and the Oleandro on deck 5. No need to put on our best clothes for this first evening. Just settle in and enjoy a simple meal. For a foretaste of upcoming stopovers, kebabs and pizzas are a must. Let's head over to the Giarci Cafeteria on deck 13. The dishes are prepared right in front of you, like this Calabrian and cheese pizza, Italy at its very best. After a fine meal, it's time to take in one of the greatest sights a cruise can offer. A stroll on deck at sunset is the perfect place to just relax, knowing the real adventure is about to begin. The captain has set course for the Greek town of Katakolan, near the birthplace of the Olympic Games. But first, a good night's sleep is highly recommended. Today's itinerary includes a visit to the coastal Greek village of Katakolan, as well as a side trip to the site of ancient Olympia. We'll be leaving at 12:30, so there's plenty of time to explore the ship's many decks. Young travelers on board are well taken care of with 3 activity clubs for different age groups. The mini club staff is there to welcome children over 3 years old with special activities. Just head on over to the special area on Deck 14 to learn of the day's special activities. All children under 12 are issued yellow safety bracelets with an indicated meeting place in case of any emergency on board, so parents can relax and enjoy their time at sea. For sports fans of all ages, there's a mini golf course on Deck 15. If you'd like to play a round or two, just ask the purser on Deck 5. On Deck 16, basketball and tennis courts are the perfect place for a workout in the open air. It's a great way to get your heart pumping before the day's excursion. Next stop, Katakolan. Don't forget good walking shoes and sunscreen before disembarking. Katakolan is a resort area that welcomes cruise ship passengers eager to visit Olympia. Guided tours are offered in several languages. Visitors can choose whatever language they prefer, then take the right bus. Katakolan has a deep water port, so you can walk straight to your tour bus. There's a different bus for tours in different languages, but don't worry, the crew will make sure you get on the right one. One of the excursions visits Kuruta Beach, but today, let's take a 40-kilometer trip to Olympia. Olympia is acknowledged as the site of the original Olympic Games. The stadium where the competitions took place had room for 40,000 spectators, but only the judges had stone seats. Everyone else sat on seats made of mud. Visitors today can run right across the old stadium and dream of what those games were like years ago. Connected to the stadium is a sanctuary where temples to the gods Hera and Zeus once stood. The torch for the modern Olympic Games is still lit here, as the spirit of those ancient times lives on. For those who are getting hungry, our next stop is a local restaurant for a bite to eat and some traditional Greek dancing. Just don't be surprised if you're invited to join in the fun. The bus then takes us back to Katakolan, the perfect place to purchase a coffee or a souvenir. Magnificent reproductions of classic vases and statues are available, and no need to carry purchases for long. Visitors can stroll the dock, then board the ship at 5 p.m. What makes each dream cruise so unique is the personal touches of the captain and his crew. There's a bit of a friendly competition between cruise ship captains as to which can offer the best welcoming cocktail. In fact, the captain and his team have hand-picked the entertainers who'll be performing tonight. party is a great opportunity for guests to get to know their shipmates or have a photo taken by one of the ship's photographers. All in all, it's the perfect place to join the new family of friends on board the ship. The party gets started at 6:15 in the Blue Velvet Bar and the Il Tucano Lounge on Deck 6, as well as in the Crystal Lounge and Wine Bar and Lenoteca on Deck 7. If you're eating at the first seating, you will have the opportunity to meet the captain after your meal at 8:45, or before your meal at 6:45 if you've chosen the second seating, in the stunning Teatro La Scala.
On behalf of Mediterranean shipping cruises and all the crew members, I'm delighted to have you on board MSC Musica. Thank you very much.
What a perfect ending to an incredible day. Through the night, the ship will cruise along the Peloponnesian coast towards the beautiful volcanic Greek island of Santorini, the next destination on our dream cruise.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
The sun has just risen on the coast of Santorini, the island paradise that we'll be visiting today. For many travelers, this island alone is worth the trip. Get ready to experience some truly unforgettable moments. Before choosing a tour, it's always good to make a quick stop at the travel agency to see the various options available. Today, we're visiting the Greek island of Santorini. As we sail into the 400-meter-deep lagoon, one image is particularly striking: the volcanic cliffs that dominate the landscape of this group of islands formed by an eruption. The largest volcanic eruption in recorded history occurred here around 1600 BC. Many scientists believe the explosion gave rise to the legend of Atlantis. The eruption likely would have triggered a huge tsunami that would have engulfed the city. Once the ship is anchored, a continual tender service ferries passengers from the boat to shore. Since this takes a little longer than ordinary disembarkation procedures, it's best to wait in one of the lounges to avoid crowding the reception area. Once ashore, the adventure begins. One can observe the traditional churches with blue domes and white walls that characterize this region of Greece. Our first stop is a local wine producer, Santo Wines, which produces, among other things, Assyrtiko, a dry, citrus-flavored white wine. This bottle won the silver medal in the 2010 London Wine and Spirits Competition. Since Santorini is very dry, winemakers keep their vines at ground level in order to catch the morning dew. The distinctive architecture of Santorini features many low-rise buildings made of pumice taken directly from the volcanic walls, which helps keep homes cool in summer and warm in winter. The city of Thera is our last stop in Santorini, where we can enjoy a cool beverage while gazing out over the sea. Not far off, traditional music catches our attention. In front of the Metropolis Church, a group of locals and visitors are dancing in the town square. If the spirit moves you, why not join in for a bit? To get back down to sea level and the awaiting ship, there's a gondola for those so inclined. Or stairs if you're looking for some exercise, and even four-legged taxis for those who are feeling a little more adventurous. Enjoy the scenery and the unique architecture found in the region. The last shuttle leaves at 1:30, so you'll have plenty of time to take some great shots. Back on board, we're already heading towards our next stop, Mykonos. During these few hours traveling, why not take advantage of the MSC Oria Spa, located on Deck 13? Whether having your hair styled or just to pamper yourself a little with one of the spa's special treatments, the choice is entirely yours. An appointment can be booked over the phone, or you can just drop by in person to see what times are available. One of the spa's specialties is a treatment called ionothermy that uses small doses of radio waves to firm up and revitalize the skin. The process uses galvanic and faradic electrical currents, micronized algae, and conductive thermal aroma clay, all under the attentive care of a body revitalizing specialist. The spa connects directly with the gym facilities, where you can use their modern training equipment. It's fun to be able to eat what you want on your dream cruise, then work it off while gazing out over the beautiful sea. Then it's time for a healthy fruit smoothie, prepared fresh before your eyes to rehydrate and restore vitamins. Don't be surprised if the spa and gym become some of your favorite spots on board the ship. Our trip between Santorini and Mykonos is nearly finished. There's just enough time to enjoy the facilities on Deck 13. You'll find 2 swimming pools, 4 whirlpools, and many deck chairs. The trip between Santorini and Mykonos lasts 5 hours or so, ample time to relax and soak up the sun. Once the ship docks in Mykonos, there's a shuttle bus service starting at 7:30 p.m. to take passengers into town. The island is made of granite, and a walk along one of its pebbly beaches lets us ponder on the island's 5,000 years of history. One of the most cosmopolitan of the Greek islands, Mykonos is famous for its nightlife, with many bars and restaurants. Visitors can enjoy a bite to eat or a glass of ouzo at one of the many restaurants. But don't be alarmed if Petros the pelican comes calling. He's practically a public official, welcoming visitors to the island. Take advantage of this wonderful experience. Dinner at sunset is absolutely memorable. Watch the sun go down, then hop on board one of the shuttle buses heading back to the ship before 11:30. The Musica will be raising anchor at midnight. After this sumptuous meal, the Musica will sail for the Piraeus, one of the largest ports in the Mediterranean, which is also the gateway to Athens, capital of Greece. Tomorrow, another day of exciting discoveries await us on our dream cruise. The vessel smoothly approaches the dock. Today, we'll be docking in Piraeus and exploring the Greek capital of Athens, the birthplace of Western civilization. The city of Piraeus is the largest passenger port in Europe and the 3rd most important one in the world. In use since the 5th century BC, Piraeus has always been the gateway to Athens. As we glide into our berth, a fascinating day lies ahead. A mixture of thousands of years of history, right in the midst of a bustling modern metropolis. As always, there are several excursions to choose from, like a panoramic bus tour for those who don't want to do a lot of walking. But since this is the longest stopover we'll be making, it's the perfect chance to visit more of the city on foot. From the ship, one can see the modern stadium built for the 2004 Olympics. But our first stop on shore is the Panathinaikos Stadium, which is more than a little older. The Panathinaikos is the only major stadium in the world built entirely of white marble. In use since ancient times, it was originally made of wood until it was rebuilt in marble in 329 BC. The modern Olympic Games were revived here by Evangelos Zappas in 1859, inspiring Pierre de Coubertin to establish the International Olympic Games every 4 years, the first of which were held here in 1896. Across from the stadium is the National Garden of Athens that contains the Zappion, first used for the revival of the Olympic Games. And then, farther on, the Hellenic Parliament Building, overlooking Syntagma Square and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It is guarded by members of Evzones, an elite ceremonial unit made up of guards taller than 6'6", or 1.86 meters. The unit is world-renowned for its traditional uniforms and changing of the guard rituals. A few blocks to the northwest is one of the landmarks of modern Greece, the Academia Building, a research facility housing 12 research centers and a library. Inspired by the ancient Academy of Plato, this neoclassical building is famous for its statues of Athena, goddess of wisdom, and Apollo, god of music, poetry, and medicine. Seated statues of Plato and Socrates pay tribute to these giants of Greek philosophy and serve as inspiration both to visitors and the researchers working here. At the southern boundary of the National Garden, we discover the Olympion, a colossal temple in ruins dedicated to Zeus. Begun in the 6th century BC, it was completed 638 years later by the Roman Emperor Hadrian and was the largest Greek temple. Pillaged in a barbarian invasion 3 centuries later, much of it was carried off and used as building material elsewhere in the city. 15 columns are still standing today, and a 16th lies on the ground where it fell during a storm in 1852. Hadrian's Arch spanned an ancient road connecting the Olympion to the center of Athens and points the way towards the Acropolis, 325 meters to the northwest. Built on a rocky plateau 150 meters above sea level, the Acropolis is one of the most famous ancient citadels in the world. We won't climb all the way up today, but the next stop is nearby in the ancient Agora of Athens. The ancient Agora of Athens was a place of assembly and the center of the Athenian government. Structures still standing include the Doric Temple of Hephaestus, the remains of statues of the Odeon of Agrippa, and the reconstructed Stoa, the covered walkway of Attilos II, which now houses a museum. At the time, the Agora was accessible only to men born in Athens and landowners. But today, everyone is welcome. To end off the day, let's visit the Monastiraki Flea Market and its surroundings just north of the Agora. Its narrow streets are perfect for shopping in one of the many boutiques for clothing, souvenirs, and local products. And for those getting hungry, a souvlaki is sure to hit the spot. But be sure to grab plenty of napkins in hand, as they can be as messy as they are delicious. As the ship leaves Piraeus, why not enjoy the sun on deck while we sail towards Corfu? There are 379 nautical miles to cover, so there's plenty of time to enjoy more of the ship's many onboard activities. Let's head inside. we've been invited to witness an extraordinary event. An increasingly popular idea for a special wedding is a wedding cruise, a perfect way to combine a wedding ceremony and honeymoon.
Comme symbole de ma fidélité et de ton amour. Moi, Nicola Capototto, officer à bord de la MSC Musica, je vous déclare mari et femme.
The celebration can be as intimate or ostentatious as the couple likes, and guests will be delighted at being part of such a beautiful adventure. This dream cruise will be the first of many fond memories as the happy newlyweds begin life's special journey together. After dinner, as the sun sets on the horizon and we continue on our way to Corfu, the entertainment team has a special treat in store. The La Scala Theater presents an unforgettable evening, Fantasy. The international cast is sure to impress. Every night on the ship's decks, guests can witness the most beautiful natural spectacle there is. Tomorrow, there'll be another stopover at the island of Corfu, which, according to legend, was the last leg of Odysseus' journey. The ship will be docking at Corfu around 1 o'clock, so why not enjoy a little exercise in good company for the early morning, then later do some window shopping. Whether it's dancercise or just relaxed clowning around, the entertainment team helps get your blood pumping and have a little fun. Next, let's head over to the shopping area on Deck 6. Deals of the day on several popular brands are advertised in the daily schedule. Shops are open only when the ship is in open waters. There's an early lunch at 11:30 in the Oleandro restaurant on Deck 5 for passengers who will be going ashore. Next step is to head over to the Blue Velvet and the Tucano on Deck 6 before disembarking. Corfu is the second largest of the Ionian Islands and is the site of many Greek myths and legends. Today, it is a major tourist destination and home to over 100,000 residents. Today's options include going to the beach, a visit to Achillean's Palace or Paleokastritsa Bay, or to head off on a safari on wheels to see a bit of everything. Camino Bay, also known as the Bay of Billionaires, boasts many luxurious homes and villas and is one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in all of Greece. Let's take a quick look at it as we ride by. Climbing the hills, we enter the island's lush green forests to admire their famous olive trees, some of which are over 500 years old. The island produces almost 3% of the world's supply of olive oil. Not bad for only 42 square kilometers. A vantage point on the winding road offers a stunning panorama of Paleokastritsa, a district on Corfu's west coast known for its Homeric bays. Considered to be one of Odysseus's stops on his long voyage home, it's here that his ship is said to have foundered, and legend claims that a rock resembling the sail of a trireme is actually its petrified remains. Next, let's head back to sea level to bask in the sunshine of these beautiful bays. The timing's perfect to enjoy beautiful beaches while reading a good book, or maybe head out for an adventure on a pedalo. Whether lazing in the sun or enjoying a light meal or a boat ride, a good time is guaranteed on Corfu's lovely beaches. Returning towards the port, a visit to the Achillean Palace, 10 kilometers south of Corfu, offers a glimpse of the summer residence of the Austrian Empress Elizabeth of Bavaria. It's now time to say farewell to the Greek islands as the ship heads off towards Dubrovnik. For dinner tonight, let's try the Il Giardino a la carte restaurant at the rear of Deck 13. This Italian restaurant offers many delicious dishes to choose from, all for guests to enjoy while gazing out at the passing sea. The extra charge can be added to your bill to be settled up at the end of your dream cruise. A special treat and an unforgettable meal. After dinner, for low-key entertainment, the Crystal Lounge on Deck 7 is a must. To dance or have a relaxing drink, there's nothing quite like the Crystal. The Crystal Lounge's hushed atmosphere lets you relax in fine company. After a little dancing, it's time to call it a night because another stopover is on tomorrow's program. We'll be visiting the Pearl of the Adriatic. The sun is already up and the ship has arrived safely. Today's visit is to the beautiful medieval city of Dubrovnik in Croatia and the surrounding countryside. The city of Dubrovnik has been nicknamed the Pearl of the Adriatic and rivaled Venice for importance back in the Middle Ages. Today's excursion will start off visiting the countryside, then we'll end off with a visit to the medieval city's center. Our bus's first stop is a lookout overlooking the old medieval city. Dubrovnik survived a 7-month siege in 1991 during the Yugoslavian War, but was heavily damaged by shelling. The orange roofs in the old town are all recent repairs to restore the city and a sign that life is getting back to normal. The Kanaval region southeast of Dubrovnik is one of the wealthiest areas in the country, between the coast and the Snježnica Mountains. Farming remains an important part of the local economy, with typical Croatian farms growing many fruits and vegetables, such as the Maraska cherry, from which maraschino cherries take their name. We're going to visit Novakovic House for a sample of local wine and a look at how wines have been made in the region over the centuries. Raise a glass and join in on the fun. Then, next to the vineyards, our hosts put on a Croatian dance display featuring music played on Croatian bagpipes and the ligerica, a type of lyre. When returning to Dubrovnik, take a moment to contemplate the beautiful scenery at the old pier before continuing on with our explorations of the city. The walled medieval city of Dubrovnik instantly transports visitors back in time. One of the great fortification systems of the Middle Ages, the walls originated before the 7th century under the Byzantine Empire. Covering almost 2 kilometers and standing up to 25 meters high in places, with many towers and bulwarks, a moat, and 120 cannons, these walls have protected the city for many years. Croatia has always been a crossroads of many cultures, and if you stop to admire some traditional embroidery, make sure to ask about how the different Turkish, Venetian, and Slavic elements are combined by today's craftspeople to make a style all their own. The Franciscan Monastery is a popular stop for visitors with over 30,000 volumes in its library, many religious artifacts, and a beautiful Venetian Gothic cloister. Afterwards, we can take a break in one of the many cafes and restaurants just to watch the world go by before it's time to head back to the ship. Travelers are due back on board by 1:30 since the ship is leaving at 2 and has 303 nautical miles to cover before Venice. As we leave Dubrovnik, this dream cruise is drawing to an end, but the cruise still has a few surprises in store. Let's take another moment to enjoy the musicians on board. There's almost always some show or other going on in the lounges and public areas like the atrium. So whether you're just passing through or linger a while to enjoy the whole performance, music is always in the air. For this last night on board, we'll want to stay up late to enjoy something of a tradition on the Musica. The Buffet Magnifico at midnight in the Giarci cafeteria on deck 13 is an opportunity for the chefs to pull out all the stops and create something truly spectacular. From sculpted ice to sculpted fruit, with a stunning array of savory and sweet delights, the buffet looks almost too good to eat, but only for a moment. Bon appetit! It's time to cut loose and dance, and for that, the Q32 Disco on deck 14 is the place to go. With a great DJ and a festive atmosphere, the Q32 is non-stop fun as the ship moves smoothly through the water. We could dance like this all night, but since tomorrow morning Venice awaits, better make sure all those bags are packed and ready to go. And so this dream cruise draws to a close. A last stopover in Venice is planned, but guests will have to pack up first to make the process as smooth as possible. Passengers are requested to leave their luggage outside their cabins before 2 a.m., with the colored tags left in each cabin identified with name and address. The final bill can be paid in cash at the accounting desk on Deck 5 from 6:30 to 8 a.m. or by credit card, just signing the invoice and dropping it either at reception or the accounting desk. To keep disembarkation safe and easy, guests are asked to only proceed to the gangway when the color of their luggage is announced. The Maritime Station's baggage office is open until 5 p.m., so there'll be plenty of time to visit Venice. Venice has been charming visitors for centuries. Built on 117 small islands in the marshy Venetian lagoon, the city's origins are obscured by time, but the original population is believed to be Roman refugees fleeing the barbarian invasions. Over the years, it has been baptized many nicknames: the City of Bridges, Queen of the Adriatic, City of Masks, the Floating City, and La Dominante for its history as a major maritime power during the Middle Ages and Renaissance. Today, boats are still a special part of its environment, but not for the same reasons. As the water taxi takes us towards Piazza San Marco, there are gondolas all around us. Traditional flat-bottomed rowing boats, gondolas have been traveling the Venetian lagoons for centuries. Today, gondolas still ferry people and goods across the Grand Canal, as well as carrying tourists around the city. Gondoliers sometimes compete in special regattas that entertain locals and visitors alike. The Piazza San Marco, or St. Mark's Square, is Venice's main square. Dominated by the San Marco Basilica and the much-restored St. Mark's Campanile, or bell tower, and the 15th century St. Mark's Clock Tower to the north, the piazza is the lowest point in Venice and is the first to flood during heavy rains or periods of high water in the Adriatic. It is one of the most popular spots in Venice, both for tourists and the many pigeons that flock here. As we head back towards the ship and that final farewell, let's first stop off at the Signoretti Glassworks on Murano Island, where the art of glassblowing is still practiced as it has been for centuries. Invented by the Phoenicians around 50 BC, the technique spread with the Roman Empire, eventually reaching into Switzerland, France, and Belgium and beyond. The glass is shaped by twirling the blowpipe. The technique consists of blowing short bursts into the glass bubble. The glass is then molded by turning the pipe, rolling it on the marver or flat sheet of steel, stretched with tweezers, spun in ladle-like blocks and cut with shears. Patterns and colors can be added to produce complex designs. The showroom offers visitors a chance to buy one of these fantastic creations, or just browse and admire the work of these master craftsmen. The visit to Venice draws to a close. For some, it's the end of the trip. But for other passengers, it's only the beginning of new adventures to look forward to on board other future dream cruises.